Chapter 7. I had just finished another set of weights when the previously mentioned machines with the many arms and the other one with the spike ball caught my eye. I had yet to see anyone else use them, mainly due to me being in here at 4 a.m. I walked up to them, checking to see if there were any instructions written on them. Seeing none, I reached out to tap a button on the spiked ball machine. Wait, should I actually touch this thing? Curiosity killed the cat and all, fuck it. I thought as I finally hit the start button. I jumped back, waiting for something to happen. A slight whirring noise started up, but nothing else. It kept going for about a minute before anything actually happened. Dodge, came a loud, squeaky machine voice before the metal spiked ball was launched at me. Suffice it as to say that I didn't manage to dodge. You have awoken. HP fully restored. Due to healing from less than 30% HP, you've gained a Zenkai bonus of 0.1. Due to the feat enhanced Zenkai, that bonus is instead 0.2. Energy modifier is now 2.1 for a total power level of 1608. So that's how Gohan felt. I thought as I climbed back to my feet. Fuck that machine. Jesus. Who makes these things? I quickly saved the game just in case the next machine rips me limb from limb. I walked over to the machine with many arms and started poking at it as well. If I'm going fuck around, might as well go for broke. I tapped a few buttons, hit start, and hopped back about 4 feet. The arms on the machine started moving, going through several different motions as though testing their dexterity. Dodge. It squeaked out before the arms started flailing at me. Thankfully I was actually prepared for this one and started dodging immediately. Flip, sidestep, duck, dodge, jump, backflip. Bing. You have gained +1 agility for learning how to dodge. Nice. Part 5, Trickle-Down Economics. The biggest bonus to working under the strongest team leader is the beatdowns. No, follow me for a minute. See, each time he kicks the ever-living shit out of you, you gain a Zenkai. Each. And. Every. Time. Sadly, after you get too many of those, your power level is high enough that he can't really damage you as well. I call this the power level theory of trickle-down economics. As Scions get stronger, they can beat down other Scions that much easier. Those Scions get a Zenkai over and over, passing it down as they beat other, weaker Scions. Eventually, it evens out and each Scion has reached their bodily limit. These thoughts didn't make me feel a damn bit better. I was currently laying in what I can only describe as a bloody crater. Luxa floated about 80 feet away, fist still extended from where he had absolutely wrecked everything I knew and loved. Gaha! I groaned, crawling out of the crater. I could barely see, my eyes filled with blood, could barely breathe, also filled with blood. Spluff! I called up to Luxa. That sounds about right, Kal-El. Ha ha ha, he laughed at my nonsensical exclamation. Now you understand why I don't fight you guys at full power, right? Oh yeah, I got that. That didn't need to be explained again. Part 6, A Dream Come True. Today feels like a Monday. We don't even have days of the week here, just a designated day of the year, yet today is definitely a Monday. I thought, seeing everyone busy working on their after-action reports. These past few days had been very important for Gamma, but for me especially. 6 days ago, we had our first ever call to action. See, the teams aren't just here to be trained, but also to be sent out into the field for small tasks. I'd been with Team Gamma for almost 8 months when we finally got our call. Alpha had been called twice already, so I was itching for some real action. We were loaded up onto a ship after being told where we were going. Some small moon located in some system 10 light years away was rioting over taxes or some shit of that like. We were to go, stop the riots, and protect the local government till something could be done. I personally didn't care for that at all. This is what I've been waiting for. I thought as the ship took off, quickly breaking through the atmosphere. I had grown up in the early 90s and aughts on Earth. I'd been after the space race and well before colonization efforts on other planets. I'd always dreamed of space, of exploring the unknown. This was a dream come true. We had quickly reached orbit and I had my first real view of the stars without an atmosphere. They were beautiful. Part 7, the final interlude. Bara and I faced each other, both waiting for the order to go. Today marked 6 years with Team Gamma. Luxa had left us 3 years ago to move into the 11th Strike Force. Musina, who had replaced him, had entered the 11th Strike Force yesterday as well. Today, Bara and I would face off to decide the new team leader of Gamma. Are you both ready? Asked Captain Gruz, watching from off to the side. All around us stood the remnants of the academy. Over 400 students, ranging from newbies to kids reaching 18 years of age. Their power levels ran from low 200s all the way up to team leader Sana, who had managed to pump up to 22,000. Due to her age, she wasn't yet eligible to enter a strike force, but in 1 year, she's set to enter the second. Her growth is unheard of to the other Scions. No other Scion in the past decade had increased in strength as fast as her. Except for me and Bara, that is. 3 years ago, I had really picked up on the training, especially with Bara. He was a cool guy, always willing to help out a friend in need. When I needed a punching bag, he was always down. I meant a training partner. That was rude of me. I'm ready, Captain, I answered, as did Bara. It was easy to see that everyone was practically drooling with anticipation. Bara's power level currently sat at 26,800. My own was also at 26,800. I was stronger, much stronger actually. I wasn't going to reveal that just yet, however. Instead, as Bara grew, I paced his level as well. His growth was my growth, and it never cast a strange eye at me from any of the captains. If he could grow so quickly, so could I, even being 4 years younger than him. I observed him a final time, just to see if there had been any change. Name, Bara. Race, Jitna. Age 15 years. Status alive. HP 112,000. Power level 26,800. LVL 14. Stats. S6 plus 14 20. P4 plus 18 22. E8 più 12 20. C11 plus 16 27. I6 plus 14 20. A6 plus 26 32. L5 plus 16 21. Bara is Echidna, a subrace of Scion. Echidna is any child that has at least 2 Scion grandparents. Bara has been at the academy for 9 years and hasn't wasted a single moment of it. Hailed a prodigy by the captains, he is joined only by the gamer KLL in terms of growth in their eyes. He considers KLL to be his best friend and is fully expecting to enter the strike forces with him at his side. I smiled reading that again. After so many years here, it was starting to feel real to me. I don't know when I stopped thinking of it as a game and instead as my life, but I did. This world felt real to me, regardless of how it appeared. I actually felt bad for others like Bara. The gamer perk gave me a huge advantage over other people. Even with minimal effort, I knew I'd be stronger than Bara, which is why I mainly just kept up with him. I couldn't stand the thought of pushing past him, ruining his motivation. I looked at my own stat sheet while we waited for Captain Gruz to begin the match. Thankfully, it only took 4 fucking years to discover the summary version of my character sheet. Name KLL. Title, The Scion Gamer. Race, Scion. Age, 11 years. Status, alive. LVL 8. HP, 384,160. Final power level, 44,178.4. Stats. S8 plus 4149. P4 plus 2024. E8 più 41, 49. C3 plus 1215. I6 plus 1824. A6 plus 3945. L5 plus 16 21. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'd long since maxed out strength and endurance. I couldn't find a way to increase them past 49, however. I was expecting agility would also max at 49, but wasn't quite there yet. I had a few ideas for pushing past, but I wasn't in a position to try them out just yet. Today, everyone, we decide the new team leader for Team Gamma. Bara, who has been here for 9 years, the most senior member of Team Gamma, stands tall against KLL. KLL, who has been here for only 6 years, has shown amazing growth. They both have the same power level as of the last test. This fight will be much more about ability than strength. Captain Gruz announced as he exited the ring. I could hear the sounds of scouters locking onto us both, checking our power levels. I ignited my aura, feeling the wind whip up around me, while Bara did the same. He looked at each of us, gave us a firm nod, then shouted, "Go!" Our fists met with a loud crack that shattered the ring beneath our feet, each subsequent crash smashing the ring even more. He went for a high kick that I ducked and returned with a right hook that he slipped back from. He started backpedaling as I came in, tossing combos aiming for the face and body. He slipped each one before catching my left fist in his left hand, yanking me forward and kneeing me hard in the chest. Or at least, he would have had I not caught his knee with my right hand. I pushed it down, aiming a kick at his side, but he caught that with his free hand. He released my fist, jumping back as I started spinning, aiming sweeping kicks and backhands his way. He pulled moves out of the matrix, showing off his dexterity as he bent over backward, somersaulting over and over between my blows. I slapped the ground, pushing myself to the left and back, denting the ground with the force. As I landed, I shoved energy into my palm, sending out rapid-fire blasts of energy his way. He started slapping those away as well, each contact causing little explosions of light and smoke. He started making his way towards me through the obstructed view, getting closer and closer as I sped up the attacks. Finally, he was within striking distance again, so I stopped the blasts. Duck, dodge, weave, lean back, block, 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 block. We danced, our bodies completely in tune with each other's fighting style. This was a battle of attrition, and without pulling out my full power, there was every real chance I could lose. I saw the quest alert out of the corner of the eye, reminding me that this match was worth 20,000 XP. Almost enough to push me to level 9, basically. Damn it, Bara. You're just too skilled to put down any other way. I thought as he again slipped by 2 of my kicks. He was slowing down a bit, but not enough to make any difference. He was naturally faster than me, but using my energy equaled that out nicely. I wasn't using any energy at all, maintaining my current power level as I was barely at half my full strength. Bara, however, was pushing himself to the fullest. I knew that if I waited long enough, his energy would run out and I could snag the victory without ruining things for him. I was distracted and took the first full hit of the match right to the face. He didn't let up either, hitting me with a combo that would have left me dazed if our power difference wasn't so great. I caught the next attack, punching him hard in the stomach, doubling him up. Uplight flash. I cried, forcing energy into my palm. The bright beam lifted him off of my hand and up into the air. He slipped off of it about 20 feet above us and returned fire with his own beam of energy. Rotating on the spot, I slipped sideways, dodging the bulk of the blast. I flashed up into the air, catching him off guard with a kick to the back. He recovered quickly, rushing back at me. We began the dance again, attacking, dodging, blocking. A few blows were finally getting through for the both of us, but not enough to really show which of us was better. A hard chop brought me up short, followed quickly by a kicking combo that launched me back about 20 feet. Our eyes met in midair, and I could feel the energy between us heat up as though on fire. I brought my hands together, forming a cup, just over my right shoulder. I started pumping energy into my palms, forming a translucent green orb of bright shining energy. Bara moved in concert, both of his hands reaching directly over his head as though holding a basketball. His own energy, a bright fiery red that made me jealous as shit, ignited between his palms. While mine was compact, a perfect orb, his was chaos. A bright, twisting shape of red energy, I knew that it felt like true fire when it hit. I kept pumping energy into my palms, pouring every bit I was currently using in it. My strength was more than high enough to contain it, no longer feeling the twitch of it trying to escape as I once did. Show me everything you have, Bara. Let this be the true test. We're far too evenly matched for this to end in any other way. I shouted across to him. He nodded, our eyes locked as we charged our most powerful attacks. I agree. Let's do this. He yelled his agreement back. Chaos Cannon. Kalo Beam. They met in midair with an explosion of energy that scoured the ring far below us. His red beam of chaotic spurts of energy was evenly matched by the perfection of my own green-blue attack. They mixed where they met, turning a bright shining orange-red. H-ha-ha-ya. Bara shouted, pushing his energy even harder. You're a Raya. I matched his shout, pushing my energy into the attack. It moved slowly towards him, then slowly back towards me, practically bouncing back and forth between us. Sweat was pouring down both of our faces from the exertion, the difficulty of holding back a beam of both of our energy. He's truly strong. I'm glad this world has people like him. I thought the Scions would be all evil when I first came here. They didn't look very good from the flashbacks, honestly. But here, I can tell that they genuinely care for one another. Bara feels I'm his best friend. I thought as his cries entered a fever pitch. He deserves this more. I thought as I let the energy escape my hands. As the energy surged towards me, I opened my arms to accept it. There would always be next time. A single thought passed through my mind as the beam connected with me. Chaos Cannon is such a better name than KLL Beam. Fuck me.